The irony of the child welfare system is, from my perspective, it was not child-centered.
Every 2 minutes, someone calls the Indiana Child Abuse Hotline. 90% of reports end after an assessment, but for the 10% that continue on,
there's been multiple times where if we had not pulled kids out of a situation, they would be dead.
Child Protective Services is important to protect kids from danger, but some kids remain in unsafe situations, including 4-year-old Judah Morgan.
He was removed from his parents for numerous reasons, and for some reason that nobody has ever been able to explain, it was abruptly decided after 4 years that they were going to reunify him. He was reunified, and unfortunately, shortly after that, was killed in an absolutely horrific fashion by his biological parents.
Even though most cases aren't as extreme, living in situations without stability can still harm kids' emotional well-being.
So all of the foster homes until the age of 8, I lived in 7 different homes in the foster system in Los Angeles.
My daughter in particular, who really suffered in our child welfare system, and it was very needless. She had 7 years total of child welfare experience when this was all said and done.
Kids should not stay in the foster care system that long. Putting kids first means getting them to permanency quickly, whether that's reunification, adoption, or guardianship.
That's what's best for these kids, is to get back with their parents, to get back to a safe environment where, DCS will never have to be involved again.
Over in the state capitol, legislators work on House Bill 1369 to achieve this goal.
Things were too vague, too open to interpretation, so we didn't have parental rights terminated, and we didn't have permanency happening in a timely manner.
House Bill 1369 hoped to solve this by giving specific examples of reasons to terminate parental rights.
When the state intervenes, the best interest of the child's safety is the number one concern.
This bill was not a solitary effort.
And at the same time I was working with the executive branch, Department of Child Services, I also reached out to the judicial branch.
While many improvements have been made, there is still much work to be done.
Each year, more than 100,000 children in the United States foster care system wait for permanent homes.
Bureaucratic red tape from Washington gets in the way of caseworkers caring for children.
Indiana is one of the few states in the country that does not have any sort of right to counsel for any group of children in foster care.
Working for DCS was hard, but it was also so rewarding. But what made me get to a point where I couldn't do it anymore was the management.
Making sure we have the right leaders in place is very important because that really sets the tone and the culture of our Department of Child Services.
Thankfully, Indiana Department of Child Services Director Eric Miller has consistently been open to working with others involved in the child welfare system.
As an agency, we desire to collaborate with policymakers.
We worked together on the bill that I did last year. We built good relationships.
It's been really refreshing to have people willing to collaborate with those of us on the ground.
We need the same collaboration across the board if we want to see improvements.
We need to hear from the youth. The youth voice is very important. From our public defenders, from the CASAs, from DCS and the courts. I think when we all hear each other out and understand the issues from each other's perspective, that's how we get the best results.
Even beyond that, we need different parties to work together.
Bipartisanship has been a defining feature of federal child welfare legislation.
We need different branches of government to work together.
I had a bill draft. I would send it to the judges and say, please share this with your members. Please give me feedback.
We have an absolutely amazing legislature here in the state of Indiana. I have had so much support and the willingness of the senators and House representatives to speak with us and our families and listen and actually act and do something.
Finally, we need different levels of government to work together. Mr. President, you must prioritize child welfare programs and provide support to states with input from all perspectives.
Let's all be working together towards the same goal. We all know we needed better permanency timelines. We all know we need more safety.
With all of us working together, we can put kids first every single time.